You're joining a series that I'm doing on an interview that was done by a woman with a deformed foot. She be Foote, or Shelby Foote, and Foote, with the E on it, is a reference to deformity, irregularity. And you don't use the word, you don't use the E, you don't use the vowel at all, but it's there to indicate something's wrong. And there's a deformity, there's an irregularity here. You can look it up, that's the etymology of the word and its usage. She, L-B, she, L-B, she, S-H-E. He's a she. And then shall be sounds like it shall be. Shall be, S-H-A-L-L-B-E. Shall be. In other words, what I say is absolutely correct, and it shall be. So shall be, deformed foot, is a liar. Now we're going to hear some lies about Civil War generals.
You're right. In 1954, you were about 37, 38 years old when you started writing about the Civil War.
Right.
When you went to Europe and you were in the Marines and in the Army, did you know anything about the Civil War then?
Yes, I carried with me, in my baggage, I carried GFR Henderson Stonewall Jackson. I had Freeman's R.E. Lee with me as often as I could lug it around. And I spent my spare time, even then, figuring out what happened during the 7 days and drawing maps and things. It always fascinated me.
You say in this book for the Modern Library at one point that when Robert E. Lee was up north, people would stop him from the north and get his autograph.
Right.
How come?
There was a general admiration for Lee.
Well, let me answer it for you. Never mind shall be, deformed foot, shall be foot. Listen to me with a healthy foot. You know why? You know why, supposedly, when Lee was up north, they got his autograph? Because Lee was Grant, and Grant was Lee. You heard me correctly. A split persona. On my channel, War Backwards is Raw. I will show you the split persona. I will show you that every single battle of Civil War, the Northern general was the Southern general. It's just a little different costume, a little different arrangement of the hair, a beard added, a beard minus. In other words, they were plays. They were Masonic plays. Lee is Grant. Grant is Lee. And that's why when Lee was up north, they got Lee's autograph. Because those who were in the know knew it was Ulysses S. Grant. Crazy. But we'll let Shelby tell you his goofy explanation. Her goofy explanation.
In the Civil War, the men who were most hated were not very dangerous men. They were men like Butler and God knows who you'd name on the southern side that they hated so much. They were not much killers. The real killers, like Grant and Lee, were enormously admired by the opposite side. There's something very strange about that.
Very strange about it because it's all fiction. Look at the smile. You can't talk about the Civil War without duping delight.
But it is strange.
When you started really thinking about writing when you were 37 or so, had you been to a lot of Civil War sites?
Yes, it was a sort of hobby of mine. I was going back and forth to New York 3 or 4 times a year, driving in those days, up US 11 through the Shenandoah Valley and all that. And I would stop at battlefields all along the way and go out of my way.
Touching of the nose. You didn't need to stop at battlefields. Didn't need to go up US 11. He didn't need to go through the Shenandoah Valley. All he needed to do was go into his room, invite some demons in his mind, and conjure up some fantasy nonsense and call it Civil War history.
Just to see what they felt like. In visiting battlefields, it's very important that you go at the same time of year.
Yeah. Now, if you're going to visit these battlefields, make sure you go there on the anniversary of the hoax battle. There's something about it, the actual hoax date, that the devil and his demons make it more real to you. So you fantasize of people looking down a rifle barrel and eager to shoot someone who looks like them, someone who might even be related to them. Right? Wrong. But listen to the nonsense he says. You're going to visit these battlefields. Make sure you go there around the time the battle actually happened. Nonsense.
On the very anniversary of the battle, because for places so different other times of year,
nose.
To understand the Battle of Shiloh, if you went there when it was fought in early April, you would see what it was like. If you went there in February or later on in July, it would be a different feel. You wouldn't understand the way
Touch
the
of the
new
nose.
growth of leaves choked everything in, so nobody knew what direction north, south, east, or west was. So you get that thing, and you get the weather, you get the soil, you get the coloration of things, you get the true feel of it.
Yeah, use your imagination, and the devil loves to get your imagination because he will fill in the details for you. If you don't guard your mind, the mind needs to be guarded. Now, how do I know that? Because the Bible tells you to put on the helmet of salvation. You better put a helmet on, so these liars don't penetrate into your mind.
You said earlier that the Civil War defined what we were going to be,
Right.
what we were not going to be.
Right.
Gonna be, wanna be, be. How about a Shelby? Shelby. Hey, the one who's the way, the truth, and the life is Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching. End of video.